Sometimes when I wasn't touring with bands, I would tour with string quartets.
Well, tonight you're playing in a church.
Yeah.
What is the most special place you ever played in?
Huh. Well, I think churches are special. I've actually played in a bunch of churches here in Holland. Actually, on this last tour I did with the Holland Baroque Society, we went to a lot of churches. That's kind of special. I've done, you know, there's always the big shows. They always count, you know, when there's a lot of people, festivals. I played in a bus once. I played on the roof of a house once. You know, it's just different things.
Where was this roof?
It was in the Faroe Islands, where I'm from. This is a long time ago.
So that wasn't your biggest crowd?
No.
What was your biggest crowd?
Well, I played the Roskilde Festival 2 years ago on the main stage, on the big stage. And there was, I don't know, a lot of people, 30, 40,000 or something, a lot of people.
And what kind of concert halls are there on the Faroe Islands? Are there any?
Well, yeah, there's like a big concert hall in the center. A couple of places like small theaters, but it's quite recent that actually bands are playing and so on. In general, you know, because there's only 48,000 people, so in general it's quite fast. But people improvise, you know, people make something into a venue or whatever for an occasion or something. It's not that hard.
But when you did a little tour on the islands when you released your Faroe album.
Yeah.
What kind of places were that where you played?
Well, just like tiny places, you know. In villages, they usually have like a town hall. Most villages have that, you know, where they sort of, if someone gets married or something, you know, that's a free place. Those kind of places are always in the small villages. You know. But I haven't done so much of that really.
But there are no opera houses?
No.
Like the one in Copenhagen where you played?
No.
A Night at the Opera was recorded like 2008?
Yeah, that was a really special show. We did a show there and like rewrote music for it, and we had a good choice of instrumentation and everything. It was really special. So
but was that a one-off show?
Yeah, it was just like a one-time production. So we spent a lot of time getting it ready also, and a lot of rehearsals and so on. So it was a really fun thing to do. It was like at the end of the tour of the album, The Singer. So it was sort of a great way to sort of end it, you know. It was really cool.
But you could perhaps have taken it on the road, or was that too big of a production to?
It was kind of a huge production. I mean, you have to. I mean, if I would to do it here in Holland or something, I would have to come here and spend a little bit of time and get all the choirs and all the players, and I mean I bet someone could help me organize it. But I don't. Why not?
When was the first time you played with an orchestra? Because this was a big production, a lot of musicians. When was the first time you played with an orchestra?
Well, just something that sort of randomly snuck in. I mean, I did some shows with. Sometimes when I wasn't touring with bands, I would tour with string quartets. And I'd have arrangements for string quartet for a lot of the songs and so on. And then I got involved in this other thing with the bigger string ensembles, and so we made like some bigger arrangements for strings. And then I guess just with working on records and so on, you work with ensembles and so on. And then I did this project here in Holland with Nico Muley and the Holland Baroque Society. That was also like an introduction in some ways to making music for orchestras and so on. But I've been doing it, I guess, on and off for a long time, you know, with different projects. I think it's important that music is adaptable, so it's not just performed on one thing. Like the way I look at it is like I write songs, and it's not necessarily depending on a sound or the way you say something, or you know, you can redo it, and you can play the song on a plate or on a guitar or on a trombone. I don't, you know, whatever.
A good song can be played on every instrument.
Yeah, of course. It's just a song, you know. It's
Yeah. So you are not easily intimidated when it comes to playing with big ensembles.
No, no, it's fun, you know. It's great fun.
Because especially the songs on the Singer were quite small songs, like not lush orchestrations or something like that. But when you play it with such a lot of musicians, it gets a new, I don't know, dynamic or something like that.
Yeah, it's just like it's an option, you know. You can also just play them on a piano, you know. Or it's I do that too, you know. I can play everything on just voice and piano, and still with all the hints of what it would be in an orchestration. That's kind of how they were arranged, the songs, primarily for the Singer. They were just arranged for piano and voice, and then we sort of built that and sort of added more timbres or different timbres, sort of defined them into what they could be. And